Welcome to Full Auto with Dimitri and Paul, your home for self-defense and self-preservation since 2016. The date is November 1st, 2016, and you're listening to the episode Ballistic Ballots. Last week's show, Show Me Your Hot New Gun, had over 150 live listeners on Spreaker.com alone, and we're also syndicated on IPMNation.com. Dimitri, are you excited about the number of people that are listening to us live?
I'm sleepy.
You sleepy. Well, tell you what, folks. Let's go ahead and let's punch this puppy in the head. Let's make this happen.
What does that mean, punch the puppy in the head? Seriously, that's messed up.
New Shooting Self-Defense presents A State of Wake Joint. Grab your beer, your ammo, and your Clipozine Glockomatic as we take you through a full auto hour of fast, funny, deadly, serious talk about guns. If you cry when someone draws a picture of a gun on a piece of paper in front of you, you best stay away because you are about to enter a gun-filled zone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Full Auto with Dimitri and Paul.
That's right. I'm Paul, and this
is Dimitri.
This is Dimitri. Together we are Full Auto. On this show, we cover election news and defense assault in the segment Have Votes, We'll Take Your Gun. In Happy Ending, we document a follow-up to another homeowner protecting herself with a gun in Defend Your Life and Your Home. Dimitri, are you ready to defend your life and your home?
At the moment, I'm ready to be sleepy.
You ready to punch this puppy in the head?
Oh, yeah. I love that expression.
But before we begin, let's get you fully prepared because it could get a little dangerous. Grab your seats. Adjust your headphones. Brace yourselves, for you are about to enter a full auto hour of a gun-filled zone.
I got my gangster guy here, yo. What up, cuz? Break yourself, break yourself, break yourself. Cuz.
This is a ghost gun. This right here has ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second.
We have federal regulations and state laws that prohibit hunting ducks with more than 3 ranges, and yet it's legal to hunt humans.
Say hello to my little friend.
Australia just said, well, that's it. We're not saying that again, and imposed very severe, tough gun laws, and they haven't had a mass shooting since.
You know, semi-automatic weapons are not just about gun control. This is about national security. You know that these weapons can shoot down airplanes.
Break yourself, break yourself, break yourself.
The big difference between an assault rifle and a hunting rifle is, frankly, the scope that one puts on it, and scopes can be purchased online.
I want to see people disarmed. Permits. I want people disarmed in our major cities. How's that for a plan?
We cannot let a minority of people hold a viewpoint that terrorizes the majority of people.
Could it be done on spur of the moment with a hunting rifle? Very easily, as long as it was a double-shot weapon. They can easily do it with something that you can purchase at a grocery store.
Say hello to my little friend.
The Second Amendment is in the Constitution so that we can have muskets when the British people come over in 1800.
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Hey, didn't see you there. What you doing over there? Why don't you come on over and help me clean my guns over here? Dimitri, You want to punch this puppy in the head? Let's make this happen. Let's clean these guns.
Are you cleaning guns or carrots?
I'm cleaning guns, baby, all day long. You know what's really creepy? Right now I'm listening to myself, and I'm going to actually unlisten to myself because when I have the thing on, I can hear a delay for myself, and it slows down my speaking. It kind of freaks me out. So in this, what we're going to be doing for this exciting episode of Full Auto, and Dimitri is fired up for this episode.
Oh yeah,
he's out there. He's ready.
I'm on my 7th Red Bull.
Are you on your 7th Red Bull? What happens when you drink your 7th Red Bull? Do you start to see visions? And
at my age, you start to get heart palpitations, and you get ready to call 911 for an ambulance to show up.
That's kind
Honey,
of what
am I
you're
having
doing
a
right now.
heart attack?
Yes. No, it's just the Red Bull. Oh, no. It is the Red Bull, but you are also having a heart attack, a Red Bull-induced heart attack. So this, we're going to do defense assault, and defense assault is basically going to take up the next 3 segments. And then, of course, we're going to end with happy ending. Don't worry, folks. We will end with happy ending. We got your happy ending. So in defense assault, we are going to talk about have votes will take your guns.
Defense assault. Facing the assault on our defense.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Defense Assault. And this is... Who am I today, Dimitri? I don't even know who I am.
I think you're trying to be Paul.
I'm trying. You know what?
I see it.
My phone is driving me nuts.
Your phone?
Man, my phone is buzzing, and it's getting on my freaking nerves.
How about all the technical difficulties we've been having tonight?
Oh, my gosh.
Are we even recording?
Yes, we are recording, but folks, I will apologize for the audio. There's something going on here, man. We got a gremlin in the system, and it's actually, ironically enough, it's on my end, and it's not on Dimitri's end, and I can't quite chase it down. So I've modified this as well as I possibly can to make this sound decent, because we all know bad audio is a hate crime. So if maybe we won't have excellent audio for this episode, but we'll have decent audio. Decent is better than bad. So what we're going to be highlighting here, Dimitri, is, and you have your notes, right? You've read them and you memorized them?
Oh, yeah.
You got them all?
Oh.
You got them? You want to lead this segment, or you?
I'm all notified.
You're all notified?
No, just notified.
Not notified, just notified?
I'm notified.
But before we get into that, you had a question about a little phrase that I use, and would you like to talk to the audience?
Let's punch that puppy in the head.
Now, what I used to do, and I don't do this anymore because people reacted strangely. I think strangely. I used to say, let's punch this puppy in the head. They didn't like that. They took it personally.
When did you do that? I don't ever remember you.
No, this is before I met you. I stopped doing that a while ago. But
I'm glad you did, because that's creepy, dude.
I've been doing
expression, punching the puppy in the head is pretty creepy.
No, it's not. It's like, dude, if you're willing to punch a puppy in the head to get things done, you are serious about getting things done. That's what that means. It's like, dude, I'm so serious about getting this done. I'm so excited. I'm so driven that I'm willing to punch a puppy in the head to get her done. And that's what that means. I don't think it's messed up at all. I think after we review some of these things going on in Stadium on State-based land, I think that you will probably want to punch a puppy in the head.
Yeah, that's so creepy.
It's a great thing, folks. I encourage all of you to take this phrase up with you.
How about
let's punch this puppy in the head?
How about let's get the ball rolling?
So we're looking at Bearing Arms here. We're going to look at Bearing Arms brought it to our attention. Not us personally. We just went to their website. They didn't contact us and say, dude, I got stuff. They should have. Well, they should have contacted me because I'm the only one. I'm carrying this show right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am the show right now.
Carrier.
Show carrier. Yes, I'm.
You're the show carrier. Congratulations, show carrier.
You're welcome. Thank you. Well, I don't know why I said you're welcome. That doesn't make any sense.
Because you're tired.
I'm not tired. You're tired.
You're frustrated.
I am frustrated. It has been a difficult time getting to the part where we actually get to make the show. It's how long did we spend doing our audio discombobulation, contrapulations?
Well, about an hour, but having to
about
watch
an hour.
you suffer through that seemed like a lifetime.
It was difficult. It was extremely difficult. And you know what? What's going to happen after we're done with the show and I'm left here by myself? I'm going to be trying to chase down where that gremlin is. So this is from Bearing Arms, and it's about some ballot initiatives that are going on in 4 states. The states are Maine and Nevada and California and Washington. Maine, Nevada, California, and Washington. So you got 3 western states and 1 eastern state. And the voters in 4 states, this is from Bearing Arms, will be making another big decision on November 8th. And this is so nice, whether or not to enact stricter gun laws. That's all. That's all that the voters are going to decide. They're just trying to decide, the degree to which you can have a gun or not have a gun. I think that's decent of them. I think it's considerate of them to put this on the ballot. And it goes on here, unlike past elections, there are no statewide initiatives aimed at expanding gun rights this year. Instead, those in Maine, Washington, California, and Nevada, they'll be voting on tighter gun control measures. And here is a little of what you should expect to see on the ballot in each of the 4 states. And the first state that we're going to look at here, Dimitri, is Maine. Maine, what do you think about the state of Maine there, Dimitri?
It's a lovely state. I'm having a Charlie horse at the moment.
Oh, are you? I'm
jumping and
this
jumping.
Is an awesome show. So, you've had a not awesome day. I've had a not awesome day myself. Then we had the audio gremlins, which are still horrifying us. Gremlining, right? And then just to top it off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a Charlie horse here. We're going to just put that Charlie horse in there and just stir that into the mix. So let's look at Maine.
I see a flash of lightning outside. That's not lightning. Is that a nuclear war?
Probably. Probably. At this point, I'm looking at him like, oh, thank God. Oh, gosh. Oh, we're done with this.
It's about time.
It's over. So we've got Maine, and in
I love Maine.
Maine's a great state. According to PBS, the last time voters in Maine were asked about gun rights was in 1987, when they passed a constitutional amendment establishing a right to bear arms that shall never be questioned until now. That's right. That right is being questioned on this year's ballot. What is being referenced as Question 3 will ask voters whether background checks should be required for private sales. That is sales between parties who are not licensed dealers. So that would be like between 2 brokehouses. And if neither the seller nor the buyer is a licensed dealer, then they must go to a licensed dealer who would then run a background check before the sale is made, because the measure also references transfers. Background checks would be required when loaning guns as well. Exceptions would include emergency self-defense, temporary transfers while hunting, or sports shooting, and transfers between family members. Isn't that lovely? So basically they want to do what Washington State already did. So question 3 in Maine is, remember that thing in 1987? Psych your mind. How do you think that's going to go down? I mean, it doesn't really matter. You know what? I'm not even going to ask you how you think it's going to go down. What is the intent of this law? And we're just about done with this segment, so you got about like 2-3 minutes. So give us the dirt. Give us the good juicies.
The good juicies are, how can people vote to take people's rights away from them? To me, that's what it all comes down to. Like, really, you have the right to, hey, if we all got together and decided that murder's okay, we could just vote on it. Let's vote.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be everyone. We just want to murder a certain group of people because, they're the uppity troublemakers of the day.
They like them guns. They don't know what they like them guns.
Well, today it's the gun likers. Tomorrow it's someone else. 50 years ago it was a different group. So I don't know. The initiatives, I think, aren't really the issue. It's actually creepy that that's on the ballot.
It's very creepy that, if neither the seller nor the buyer is a licensed dealer, then they must go to a licensed dealer who would then run a background check. So that means more cost for you, more time, more effort for you, more ability for the government to track. And that's what this is really about, folks. This is about the government being able to track where the guns are. They are very interested in knowing who has what guns. So that's what this legislation is about. And I'm sure in Maine, they're pitching it as, this is just common sense gun laws. This is just even the NRA is for common sense gun laws, which the NRA does say sometimes it's for common sense gun laws. So you go ahead and figure out what you want to do with the NRA when the NRA is telling you it's for quote unquote common sense gun laws. The only common sense gun law is that, what are the 4 rules of gun safety? Those are gun laws. Those are good gun laws.
How much time do we have left over?
We have a minute left in this segment.
Oh.
So we have always treat a gun like it's loaded, right?
Yeah.
Never point the gun at anything you don't intend on destroying, right? What are the other 2?
Hell if I know.
Oh, come
on.
Right
now, I'm set on something very specific, and on the other side, because we only have like 30 seconds left.
On the other side. Okay,
I want to cover it.
Okay, on the other side, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have Dimitri talk to us on the other side about what are you going to do? You got 10 seconds.
I'm going to tell you about a commercial I heard today that pits one side against the other, and that doesn't really address the issue, and how that relates also to gun ownership.
Okay, we'll hear that on the other side.
Let's face it, everybody hates politicians and most government policies.
And most libertarian shows spend their time talking about the non-aggression principle, philosophy, and who would build my roads.
But not Liberty Lampoon. Every week we lambast politicians, public figures, policies, and print, all from a libertarian perspective.
No one is safe. Our offensive interludes, brash rhetoric, and ad hominem attacks are just what the doctor ordered.
We applaud those other shows for their good work. But at the end of the day, someone's got to call these monsters out. Look for Liberty Lampoon on your favorite podcast platform.
And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Liberty Lampoon for the most up-to-date hate speech against the state.
So you started a local business, and you're just waiting for the people to beat a path to your site. And waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Well, you can keep on waiting, or you can get results with Regal Blue Media. Get the results you want. More sales, more influence, votes, donors, whatever. Regal Blue Media offers a full range of new media and traditional media services for companies and organizations to communicate effectively and achieve their desired results. Well-connected, experienced, and highly ethical, we strive to meet your expectations and then exceed them time after time. Whatever your project, whether big or small, we have the people and the tools to serve you and make you a success. Call 717-503-1645 and schedule your free consultation today. Or visit us at regalbluemedia.com. That's regalbluemedia.com.
Tired of those guns that don't shoot themselves? Do you wish you, too, had one of those guns that shoots 30 clips a second? How about a gun with a bullet button that will convert your single-shot bolt-action rifle to an automatic assault weapon? Well, have we got the gun for you? You've heard all those politicians talking about this gun, but you didn't think it was real, right? Well, it's real. It's called the Super Duper Crap It's Real gun. That's right, the Super Duper Crap It's Real gun. And now, you can buy this gun for only $5 by just calling this number, 1-800-GET-A-GUN. That's 1-800-GET-A-GUN. Just give us an address and pay COD when we deliver it. The Super Duper Crap It's Real gun. Finally, an automatic assault weapon that will mow down your neighbors all by itself.
Brought to you by the makers of Invisible Passports, the indestructible passport for the savvy terrorist that wants to make sure people remember him after he's gone. This gun may not be available in any of the 50 states or in any of the countries that exist on the planet today. If you do actually call 1-800-GET-A-GUN, you might not actually get through to an operator that's actually selling the Super Duper Crap It's Real gun. This is a parody commercial intended to trigger the jimmies of your gun-phobic, state-worshipping friends.
Wait a minute, Dad. I haven't finished Dick Tracy.
You can't read?
Okay, read to me.
Oh, okay. Now, let's see. Tracy's trapped by the crooks. Gee, he's in a real tough spot.
Boy, I'll draw my Dick Tracy snub nose 38 and I'll... See that shooting shell, Dad? Fire screening stick-em caps, too.
Well, let's get back.
Then I'll pull back the bolt and I'll blast my way out with Mattel's Dick Tracy Tommy Burst. You can borrow Burst-A-Caps or shoot one at a time.
I thought you wanted to read Dick Tracy.
Not now. I think he's on television.
You can get Mattel's fabulous new Dick Tracy Snub-Nose 38 pistol and special belt holster, or the exciting Tommy Burst machine gun for $3 each. They're the only official Dick Tracy guns. And remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Full Auto is intended for purely entertainment purposes, and in relation to any actual person living or dead is purely coincidental. We are not responsible for the results that might befall you should you ever actually take our advice about anything. Full Auto is a DIPCOT-no-gov licensed show. This means you are free to reuse this content any way you see fit, so long as you are not a representative or advocate of government. For more information, go to vipcot.org, and now, without further delay, here are your hosts, Dimitri and Paul.
And here we are on the other side.
Yay! We're on the other side. Yay! Those are some awesome commercials. I love commercials. Big commercials.
Oh yeah, they're lovely.
Totally up for commercials. But you had something on the other side of the other side. Now we're on the other side. And that, where we were then, that was the other side of the other side.
Now that's the other side.
Right.
This is this side. That is
this
that
is
side.
this side, and now that is the other side. On the other side, when you said on the other side, okay, I am thoroughly confused. So
okay,
hit us with your commercial.
I'm listening to this commercial. I'm listening to the radio today at work, and I hear a commercial, and they're saying, "Hey, this politician, can you believe it? He wants to cut taxes on the richest people in America. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, man, that's totally crazy. We should be paying less taxes, but the rich people, they should be paying more taxes. And we're going to vote for such and such because they're going to cut our taxes, but increase taxes on the richest 1 or 2 or 5 or whatever percentages it is." And it occurred to me, like, when the income tax was passed, it was passed that the richest among us would be paying 2% income tax, and no one else would be paying anything. Now the middle class is paying at least 30% income tax. So little by little, incrementally, they've increased what everyone's paying. Not just the rich, not just the poor, not just the middle class. Everyone's paying more income tax. The question isn't who should be paying more tax. The question is, why is anyone paying income tax at all? That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And to pit one side against the other, it's like, no, you should pay more. No, you should pay more. It's like saying, hey, one of us is going to get mugged tonight. It better be you this time because, last week it was me. Instead of saying, hey, let's fight off the mugger or shoot him or get him arrested or defend ourselves against the mugger, they have us fighting amongst ourselves as to which one of us is going to get mugged, which one of our homes is going to get robbed.
I'm not going to pay taxes. You pay taxes.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for the person who's going to cut my taxes but increase yours. And the same kind of mentality seems to be used when it comes to most political hot topics. And I think the gun issue is one of them. And these ballot initiatives are just another ruse to get one group against the other so that they don't see who's getting mugged. And that you're constantly saying, hey, I don't want to be the one who gets mugged. You get mugged.
I'm not gonna get taxed. You get taxed. I'm not gonna get taxed. You get taxed. Hey, let's get Mikey. Mikey get taxed. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. That's pretty much what's going on here. Mikey is. I don't know who Mikey is though. There's never a Mikey.
Mikey's the cute little kid who's kind of unaware of what's really going on. And that's the American citizen right now.
Right.
Mikey.
Yeah. Mikey is the American citizen, although Mikey doesn't like it.
So
Nevada.
Hey man, it's dangerous to have these guns. So let's vote. Let's make sure that we vote to deny people the right to be able to defend themselves, to be able to defend against the tyrannical state, to go right on down the list. Well, we're not trying to limit people's gun rights. No, actually, you are. The whole point of these ballots is to limit people's access to firearms.
Right. Exactly. And it's to limit the access, and it's also for the government to be able to track who has what. And that's what's going on in these that in Maine and also Nevada. Nevada has a question 1, which is similar to Maine's question 3, and the difference being that they have included an exemption, which includes transfers between family members and temporary transfers while hunting or sports shooting. So Nevada, they want to track you, but not quite as much as the state of Maine wants to track you. So I guess you could say that Nevada is the lesser of two evils in this instance. If you were going to vote for Nevada as president or Maine as president, the lesser of two evils in this case would be Maine. Now, this segment's just about over. When we get to the other side, we are going to look at California and Washington, and we're going to dig just a little bit more deeper into the idea of people being able to, through a majority vote, decide how much gun rights you have within the particular state you have. And I'll just say this in closing. Somebody said, in closing of this segment, somebody said that you live in the freest country in the world. And I said, you know what? It really depends on what state you live in, because some states are not as free as some countries. And that's the gosh darn truth. Would not want to live in Maryland. Not a free state. Not a free state at all. So on the other side, we're going to hit California, also not a free state, and Washington on the other side.
If you're tuning into this broadcast, freedom is obviously important to you. But unfortunately, whatever small fraction of freedom you have left is disappearing rapidly as leviathanic governments continue to pass law after law restricting your natural right to your person and property. You also know that freedom can't be won through the slave suggestion system known as politics. Things can seem hopeless, but freedom is more possible than you realize. Liberty Under Attack presents the Direct Action Series, your guide to finding freedom now without asking for permission. It includes over 40 hours of pure solutions presented to you in an advertisement-free format with bonus content. You can get your copy of the Direct Action Series for only $10. And, while supplies last, you'll receive an LUA Voluntarist koozie for simply supporting LUA. What are you waiting for? Visit libertyunderattack.com/freedom now to secure your copy today. Again, libertyunderattack.com/freedom now. And make sure to tune in to LUA Radio Live at 7 p.m. Central every Thursday and Sunday on the Freedom Phalanx Radio Network.
Have you ever asked yourself the question, who do you call when the police are harassing you? What if you're an activist and need help? Who do you trust enough to ask for help when your car breaks down or when you're being bullied at school or need medical help? What about a terrorist attack or a mass shooting? Well, Cell 411 is a fantastic new app that allows you to issue real-time emergency alerts to your family, neighbors, or friends, to one of them or many, in an instant with the tap of a finger. The emergency alert includes your exact GPS coordinates, and your trusted friends will get turn-by-turn directions to your location so they can come and help you in need. You'll be notified of an ETA, who's coming to help you, and when they'll arrive at your location. All this happens within seconds. Cell 411 is changing the way humans are handling emergencies all over the world. And the best thing about it is that it's completely free. It's not dependent on government or decades-old analog telephone networks to function. Whether you're a student, parent, neighborhood watcher, or activist, this app is for you. Give it a try and download it today from getcell411.com.
All right, now how you spell this? 1 and then 800 is 2 zeros, right? All right, so get. Wait a minute, how do I type letters? I don't know how to dial letters. Oh, there are little letters next to the numbers. Okay, that might be it. So G is for E, T, A, G, O. No, U, N. All right. Give me one of them guns, mow down everybody. It's going to be great.
Thank you for Delta Machinery Inquiry Service.
What?
Press 1 to locate the Delta distributor nearest you,
What the
or for
hell?
product information. Press 2 for technical service, or to
No, I
order
need a
parts
gun.
directly from Delta. Press 3 for the number of the Delta International Machinery headquarters.
Delta International
Press 4
Machinery
to
makes
repeat
guns?
options.
All right, let me go 1. Product service.
Thank you for calling Miss South Anesthesia Consultants. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. If this is a true medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911 or
Oh,
go to
medical.
the nearest emergency room.
Medical
If
emergency.
you're concerning a routine office matter, please press 0 to speak with the after-hours dispatcher.
What?
If you're a research
No, I just need one of them guns.
have questions for the doctor,
No, I need that gun that mows people. Lady, can you hear me? I need a gun that mows everybody down. I tell you what, that guy in that show told me about it. Wait, what? No! You disconnected me. Oh, hell, it's terrible customer service, man. I'll just go back to Smith & Wesson.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
Welcome back to National. What did I say? National? I did it again. I haven't done that.
National
in
Public
so
Radio,
long.
too. That's what you're shooting for.
New
Ooh,
shooting.
Oh, dude. You're
Well-
shooting for NPR, dude.
I'm shooting
That
for
could-
it. That is triggering me. Oh, triggering! Oh,
Is that a trigger?
yeah, that's a trigger. That's a trigger.
Sorry.
Welcome to New Shooting Self-Defenses. Full auto featuring Dimitri and
Paul.
On the we just got
We're
done
on the
looking.
other side, and it's lovely here.
What's that?
I said we're on the other side.
Yeah,
and
yes,
it's lovely
it is.
here.
It's always greener on the other side. It's always what is it on the other side? On Radio Land, what is it? It's always closer to the end on the other side. There you go. That's a truism. It's not.
Well, the other
the
side
grass
is actually
greener.
closer. Right now, the other side is closer to the beginning. This side is closer.
The other
to
side
the
is closer to the beginning. That's true. That
This
is
side.
that is. You know what? And
Deep, man.
That's deep. When we get near the end of this segment, and then the other side is now the next segment coming up, then it switches on you, and it's all freaky, man. So
Very
Washington. Oh wait, no, we're going to go to California first here. California has Proposition 63, which is proposed by California's lovely Lieutenant Governor and former San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom. And this is just a little suggestion for the voters to decide. It calls for background checks when purchasing ammunition and magazines. Just take that in. Background checks when you purchase ammunition and magazines. Those selling ammunition would also have to register for a license to do so. You will have to purchase a license from the California state government to be able to sell ammunition. In other
sell
words,
or to buy?
No, to sell. In other words, ammunition and magazine sales would operate in the exact same way as gun sales. If passed, California would be the first state to have such a law. Isn't that wonderful? California would be the first state to have such a law. The proposition would also ban large capacity ammunition magazines. Oh, they're just going to throw that in. Magazines capable of holding more than 10 rounds. And, it's democracy. It's a rule of law democracy. It's the people coming together. Well, not the people. Really a small, probably a small minority of people that'll vote in California. And of that small minority, then a majority of that minority will decide for everybody else how much easier or more difficult it will be for you to purchase ammunition, sell ammunition, and whether or not you can have one of them, honestly, let's be honest. Our commercial for the Super Duper Crap It's Real gun, that's not getting sold in California. That's not happening.
That's a shame. Horrible shame.
It shoots 30 clips a second.
30 clipazines.
30 clipazines a second. That's right.
Yeah, a clipazine is much more deadly than magalits.
Right. And in Washington State, Washington has Initiative 1491, which would create extreme risk protection orders. The initiative will allow family and household members and police to go to a judge and seek an ERPO if they feel you are at risk. I don't even know what an ERPO is. If you are at a high risk of harming yourself or others. The order, if issued, would prevent you from temporarily purchasing a gun. However, the order can be renewed and or extended. The initiative also defines family and household members, vaguely allowing roommates from up to a year prior to seek an ERPO. Essentially, a person's rights disappears merely on the say-so of someone else. And that's lovely Washington State. Initiative 1491. ERPO is Extreme Risk Protection Orders. So if somebody says, Dimitri's a jerk, he shouldn't have a gun, no questions asked, first thing that happens is you can't have a gun. Then you're going to have to prove your innocence.
He is a very angry person.
Yes.
He's so angry, he scares me.
Right.
I think he mentioned to me that he likes to hunt. So,
right.
If he's got guns, it might be a good idea to take them away from him this week while I rob his house. I mean...
Whoa!
Sorry.
I didn't mean that. I was being funny. I was making a joke. I just mean that he shouldn't have guns because he was screaming at his wife and he called her a bad word that begins with an N, even though she's white. But still, it was bad. So something's got to happen. Plus, also, he assumed her gender. Whoa.
Wow.
Yes, he assumed her gender. I mean, even though she did have 3 kids to him, still, assuming her gender, a little presumptuous, I think. That would be probably enough to go ahead and get that gun, and then you can go ahead and march on over. Just imagine the fun that you can have with folks that you might not be in good standing with, and maybe you have a gun, and they have a gun. But then again, they could do the same to you then. Oh, yeah? Well, I mean, where does it stop?
It stops when one group has political power over the other and says, well, you're dangerous, but I'm not. And see, the judge agrees with me and does not agree with you.
And I have friends, and you don't. I have money, for lawyers and you don't. This is certainly going to benefit the folks that have the wealth, the resources, the connections into the legal system over the folks who do not. The folks who have the connections, if they don't like what you do, then you're screwed. And that's going to happen with a vote. It's a vote by the people. But you see, Dimitri, it's by the people. Remember that?
That's
it's
important.
That's important. If you're going to get railroaded, if you're going to have your rights stripped away from you, nothing feels better than having it done by the people. In this case, it's not the legislature. It's not a governor's executive order. It's the people.
Nothing says truth, justice than the ruling of a mob.
Truth,
Nothing.
justice, and the American way. Let's not forget that.
Yes. Mobs are always righteous.
So what we're looking at here are 4 states that have put ballot initiatives on for their November 8th election, in which they believe that it's good and moral to give people the power through the ballot box. This is why this episode of this show is called Ballistic Ballots, to use these ballots to essentially point guns at you. That's what's going to happen here.
Wait a minute.
Guns are going to be pointed at you as a result if these things pass. Unless, of course, you comply.
Wait a cotton picking minute. Wasn't there a ballot initiative in California where the people of California voted against gay marriage, and then the judiciary came along and said, oh, well, you voted for that, but it's unconstitutional?
Well, in that case, the people voted in a way that the
Incorrectly.
powers that be did not approve of. It was an incorrect decision on their part. The will of the people was irrelevant because it didn't match what the powers that be wanted it to be. And now, I'm not speaking for or against gay marriage. I'm not for government being involved in marriage at all. But
what's the point of ballot initiatives if they're going to be overruled by a court?
This one won't. This one won't be overruled by a court. The only new radical legislation is the California initiative to suddenly regulate ammunition and treat ammunition the same as basically the same as a gun. That's the only one that they may have some legal recourse to. All these others, I mean, they've went through. There's no significant challenges to these similar laws in other states. So California is the only one that's going to possibly receive any legal backlash. And I seriously doubt that it's going to matter. I personally don't think
it seems that if the powers that be want to legitimize their position and they put something on the ballot and it goes their way, they're like, see, the people are behind us. But if it doesn't go their way, then they're like, well, that was unconstitutional.
Do it anyway. They're going to do it anyway. This is just like the soft sell. Well, let's see if we could get these people to actually surrender not only their rights, but their neighbors' rights. If you're living in these states, Maine and Nevada and California and Washington, and you look at your neighbors, and any neighbor that you have that is going to go out and vote yes on any one of these initiatives, that neighbor is saying, whether they realize it or not, that it is more important for them to feel warm and safe and toasty inside than it is for you to have a fundamental right to self-defense. And they are willing to put word to action because that ballot is most assuredly a bullet, and the bullet is aimed right at you, unless, of course, you comply. If you comply, well, then maybe you get a bullet from somebody else, like maybe a criminal or...
When the boys out in Nevada, the Bundy boys, got a group of people surrounding them with firearms and the feds showed up, the feds were very careful not to incite people. And I'd have to say that it went pretty well for the Bundys and not so good for the feds. Now we have a situation where Native Americans are saying, hey, we don't want this pipeline going through our sacred lands. And the feds show up and notice that all of these protesters are unarmed. And they start beating the bejesus out of them, letting their dogs loose on them, and if I heard correctly, shooting their horses? Is that right?
I haven't heard that confirmed, but that's one of the reports, yes.
I wonder if these Native Americans were as well organized as the Bundy Ranch folks were.
They don't
and
appear
were
to
standing
be.
there with guns. If the feds would be so bold as to start to attack them. Or would the feds say, maybe we should measure very carefully how we step here? And I suspect they would, because in the end, they would respect the power of the citizens to fight back.
Right. There is no rule of law. There is only rule of power. And if you lack the power, they'll go ahead and fill the void. So that's how we'll end this segment. And on the other side, Dimitri.
Ooh, the other side.
We're going to get to the happy ending. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to the happy ending, which is called Defend Your Life at Home and at Court.
The Freedom Fiends now have a free app for your Android phone, tablet, phablet, or other chromed robot turd, available now from the Google Play Store, Amazon, and freedomfiends.com. Lovingly handcrafted by head hamster Michael W. Dean, the artisanal Freedom Fiends radio app allows you to listen live, keep up with the podcast, chat directly with other fiends, get discounts on bigger buttons, brainwash yourself with a 24/7 random episode, and so much more. You know the Freedom Fiends is the best libertarian radio show in the world, but when the fiends aren't live, you can use the app to listen to LRN.FM from anywhere. The Freedom Fiends radio app is like having a virtual libertarian re-education camp in your pocket. It's your gateway to the exclusive high-demand group that is the Freedom Fiends. Install the Freedom Fiends radio Android app today. It's free, and of course, it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Tell 2 friends. Review it on Google Play and Amazon. Prepare for the inevitable death of terrestrial radio, and get ready for LibPair with the Freedom Fiends radio app for Android. Worms.
Do you have a group or organization founded on the principles of personal liberty, health freedom, or accountable government? We invite you to check out Same Side Entertainment. Get connected with leaders in the liberty movement like Tom Woods, Kevin Gutzman, Jack Hunter, Robert Scott Bell, Michael Scheuer, and many more. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and our website at www.samesideentertainment.com. Again, that's www.samesideentertainment.com. Same Side Entertainment, connecting you with the education and resources you need.
Tune in to Post Politics.
You know, and I'm like, I swear to God, I'll never forgive that bitch for as long as I live.
With Trip Q.
What a dick. Always got to get ahead of me.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to be one up in your ass, man.
And Zach Odom.
Nah, dude, today's been a rough day, man. I'm an asshole.
Where we believe in karma.
I like to say I deserved a daughter.
Right, yes.
You know.
Intellectual pop culture analysis.
You got a bunch of people talking country nowadays, and it's all pop music as far as I'm concerned.
I call it cunt pop, man.
Tune in on Wednesdays and Sundays from 9 p.m. Eastern to 11. You can listen to us on jrevradio.com, Raz Radio Live, and you can search us through the TuneIn app. This is Post Politics saying, turn on, tune in, rebel.
are watching a demonstration of the most authentic cap pistol in the world. It has exclusive fanning action and shoots safe shooting shells with greeny stickum caps. The gun and hip-slung Mattel holster are specially made for a fast draw. All of Mattel's shooting shell fanners and holsters carry the true stamp of the Old West. And every boy will walk tall when he wears a holster and pistol with a Mattel brand. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
So you started a local business, and you're just waiting for the people to beat a path to your site. And waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Well, you can keep on waiting, or you can get results with Regal Blue Media. Get the results you want. More sales, more influence, votes, donors, whatever. Regal Blue Media offers a full range of new media and traditional media services for companies and organizations to communicate effectively and achieve their desired results. Well-connected, experienced, and highly ethical, we strive to meet your expectations and then exceed them time after time. Whatever your project, whether big or small, we have the people and the tools to serve you and make you a success. Call 717-503-1645 and schedule your free consultation today. Or visit us at regalbluemedia.com. That's regalbluemedia.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Paul Gordon with...
And boys and girls, this is Dimitri.
And this is Happy Ending. Happy Ending. Defend your life. Okay. I turn your Dimitri off. That's what you need to do. So this is Happy Ending. Defend your life at home and at court. Happy ending. Remember, folks, use full protection. Now, did you hear that? Full protection, Dimitri. Not use protection. Use full protection. You need to use.
Why'd you mute my
Because you always
headphones?
say, I didn't mute your headphones.
Yeah, you did, because I couldn't hear any of that.
You didn't hear? Oh, that's right. You can't hear it. That's right.
You
The way we're
suck.
doing it, you didn't hear the happy ending.
Use protection.
Use full protection, Dimitri. Don't be playing with me. So this story is from AmmoLand. ATU TV reports from 10/7/2016 in Marion County, Oregon. A grand jury has found a 19-year-old man was justified in a shooting and killing a suspected burglar back on August 1st of 2016. The incident took place at a house in the 1500 block of Nebraska Avenue. The grand jury heard testimony from 6 witnesses, including a detective from the Salem Police Department, a medical examiner, and civilians. It also was able to review photographs, audio, video, and scene diagrams. Police say the 20-year-old suspect was in the midst of burglarizing a Salem home when he attacked the 19-year-old resident with a rifle. A struggle ensued, and the resident fired, killing the intruder. The reports are not clear, but it appears they were fighting over the intruder's rifle. The autopsy showed the intruder died of gunshot wounds. So there you go, folks. There you go. The dude actually was not armed. The homeowner was invaded by a dude with a rifle who fortunately didn't really know how to handle that rifle and ended up getting the phrases we like to say, it's a fancy phrase, hoisted on your own petard. And he was basically killed with his own gun. And it was a little tense for the guy. He had to wait this out for 9 weeks, wondering if he was going to be prosecuted or not. And after the event, the grand juries investigated everything. Lots of testimony here about what happened. Whatever. This is from AmmoLand here. These are rarely simple. When someone dies violently, a lengthy process follows. Obviously, actual murderers try to cover their tracks, sometimes claiming self-defense. We all read the paragraph or two in Gun Magazine about the incident. In reality, The paperwork usually exceeds 2 banker boxes full of evidence, photos, and reports. Another reason to avoid using deadly force unless you have no other option. In this case, the guy had it appears that he had no other option. So in this case, a gun saved the day, and it was a bad guy's gun. So that's awesome. That's it?
Yeah.
You don't have
Too
anything?
Too bad the homeowner didn't have his own gun.
I know. Yeah, absolutely. If he had his own gun, it probably, honestly, it was a life or death struggle that they were engaged in there, and he won out, but it could have easily went the other way, and the intruder with the gun could have done him in.
We don't have any idea of what kind of gun the guy showed up with.
No, it didn't say.
Who goes to burglarize a house with a rifle? That just doesn't add up for me.
It's a little strange, isn't it? A little strange.
Little?
But don't ruin my happy ending. Because the happy
I'm not
ending here
ruining it.
is that a gun saved the day, even though it was a bad guy's gun. And the moral of the story is this, and you would agree with this. When something like this happens in your home, the first thing that you do is shut the heck up. Don't say anything about anything at all. Can I get a witness? Or not?
Yeah, but I think the smartest thing to do really is say, yes, officer, I am willing to comply and to cooperate with this investigation in full with my lawyer present.
With my lawyer present. Yes.
And then shut the hell up.
Yes. Although I don't know about that other part, but okay. I personally would just say, I'm not saying anything. I'll talk to my lawyer, and that's the end of that. And we're about out of this segment. We hope that you enjoyed this happy ending. I personally love it when a bad guy's gun gets turned on him, and he ends up getting whacked. Hoisted on his own petard. But the guy had to defend himself not only in his home, but also in the court. So remember that, folks. And we'll see you on the other side.
Another other side?
Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Full Auto across our network. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Full Auto Show. On Spreaker, you can find us at Spreaker.com/show/Full Auto. We post our latest episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/C/State of Wake Show. And if you want to write to us, you can email us at show@fullautoshow.com. For all of the links and latest news on our show, go to our website at fullautoshow.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to News Shooting Self-Defense's Full Auto with Paul Gordon.
And Dimitri.
No, just Paul Gordon. Screw that guy. That
Oh,
guy,
dude, if you can edit me out of this program,
I will edit. No, you know what? I'm going to edit you out of everything.
you're going to punish me by
You're going to wake up
me into the show.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and you won't exist. So I want to thank everybody who has been listening to our show and giving me good feedback on Facebook. Dimitri's not on Facebook, so he's not getting that feedback. Our last show, we're a little bit over 200 overall listens for it. The show before that, yeah, I know. The show before that is actually now over 300. So that's the first time we crossed that mark.
Wow.
And it does seem like the shows keep getting listened to, so I don't know this show if it'll pass 300 or not. I'm willing to bet that the show last week will. So we want to thank everybody for that. We also want to thank IPMNation.com for syndicating us. And next week, Dimitri, do you have any plans for next week?
Yeah, I'm going to do a barbecue.
Oh,
wait,
you are?
For the show.
Yeah, for the show.
Oh, dude. The barbecue is going to be awesome.
I think we may do some sort of blast from the past next week. I just have a feeling that there will be a blast from the past. Maybe we'll start to, I'm not saying we will, but we might start to look at the black coats and just start to dig in those a little bit.
I think we also need to do some defense topics that are atypical defense topics. Like,
you mean like tech topics?
Well,
you mean?
it's the end of the world, and you got a dog. What are you gonna feed it?
Yeah.
I mean,
so why don't you give us your sign off there?
Metutheutinefie,
Which means?
With God's blessings.
Let me say it again. Metitho.
Metu. Theu.
Theu.
Teen.
Teen.
Efie.
Efie. Metutheu. Teen. Efie.
Oh, that's a good memory.
Thank you. So on that note, folks, what's it mean again?
With God's blessings.
With God's blessings. That's how we're going to end this show. We'll see you next week, folks. Thank you once again for listening to Full Auto. We are out, and we hope you enjoyed.
Night, night.